Okay, we've all been there, right? You're endlessly scrolling, trying to find the perfect movie, and it feels impossible. But what if the answer isn't just a better search bar? What if it's an entire AI dream team designed to get exactly what you want? Let's break down how that actually works.
Oh, you know the feeling. The popcorn is ready, you're settled on the couch, and then you spend the next half hour just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. It's that classic paradox of choice, right? It turns what's supposed to be a fun movie night into, well, a chore.
And here's the real problem, right? Search engines think in keywords, but we don't. We think in feelings, in vibes, in context. Just searching for sci-fi movies totally misses the point. A real request from a real person has a mood, a visual style. It's got examples. It's got a social setting. And that level of nuance, a traditional search bar just can't even begin to handle it.
So, how do you solve a problem like that? Well, it's not with one single, giant, all-knowing AI. Nope. The solution is something way more interesting, an AI dream team.
See, the big idea here is to stop trying to solve this as one giant problem. Instead, you break it down. You chop it up into smaller, much more manageable pieces. And then, each one of those pieces is handed off to a specialized AI agent. I mean, it's exactly how a team of human experts would tackle a project, right?
All right, so let's meet the team. First up, you've got the analyst. Its whole job is to figure out what you really mean. Then there's the historian, who remembers everything you've ever liked. The librarian is the workhorse, diving deep into the archives to pull up a massive list of possibilities. After that, the critic steps in. This is the one with the impeccable taste, making all the tough final choices. And finally, you've got the presenter, who wraps it all up with a bow and hands it to you.
Okay, let's put this dream team to work. And it all kicks off with the most important step, figuring out what you're actually asking for.
You can almost think of it like a high-tech assembly line for movie recommendations. Your casual, everyday request goes in one end, and then it gets passed down the line from agent to agent, from the analyst to the librarian to the critic. And with each step, the output gets more and more refined until, bam, a perfect, polished recommendation comes out the other side.
So let's go back to that original request. Now, I want you to imagine you're the first AI on the team. You're the analyst. This is what lands on your desk. It's a jumble of feelings, some facts, a few constraints, all crammed into one sentence. And your job? Make sense of it all.
And this, right here, is where the magic happens. The analyst doesn't just see a bunch of words, it structures the meaning. Fun gets tagged as a tone. Visually stunning becomes a style. And family movie night? That becomes a hard constraint. It has to be age-appropriate. This whole act of translation, well, it's what powers the entire system.
All right, the request is decoded. Now the hunt for the perfect movie can really begin.
So now, the librarian agent takes over. And you've got to understand, its job isn't to be perfect, not yet. Its job is to cast a massive net. It takes the analyst breakdown and just grabs anything and everything that could even possibly fit. The goal here is to make sure no hidden gems are left behind. And believe me, we're talking about a pretty big initial list here. Somewhere in the ballpark of 30 to 50 movies. Now, that's way too many for a person to sift through. But for the next AI in the chain, it's a perfect starting point.
Okay, so we have our big list of candidates. Now it's time for what is honestly the most intelligent part of the whole process. It's time to bring in the expert to make the final cuts.
And enter the critic. This agent takes that big list of, say, 50 films and does all the heavy lifting. It carefully, meticulously compares every single movie against our original criteria. Is it fun? Check. Is it visually stunning? Check. Is it genuinely like Interstellar? And the big one, will it work for family movie night? This is where the real reasoning kicks in.
And this just brilliantly shows you the filtering power of this whole system. The critic takes that big, messy, overwhelming list of 50 candidates and whittles it down to just a handful, the absolute best of the best. You go from a sea of options to a perfectly curated list.
And here it is, the final result, delivered by the presenter. Now pay close attention to what's happening here. You don't just get a list of movie titles, you get the reasoning. The AI tells you exactly why each movie is a great match, and it connects everything right back to your original request. That explainability, that's the secret sauce. That's what makes this so powerful.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. This is a really cool way to find movies, for sure. But the technology underneath all this, that's what's truly revolutionary. This whole
Dream Team approach actually has a name. It's called an agentic system. And honestly, it represents a huge shift in how we think about AI. Instead of trying to build one single gigantic monolithic brain, you create a team of smaller specialized AIs. They work together, they reason, they pass tasks back and forth to solve problems that would be way too complex for any one AI to handle alone.
And the advantages of doing it this way are just enormous. These systems can finally understand our messy, vague human requests. They can explain the why behind their choices. And, this is a big one, they're modular. That means you can easily upgrade one part, like say, you could swap in a better critic agent without having to tear down and rebuild the entire system from scratch. That's a game changer.
And this is why this is about so much more than just finding a movie. Think about it. If an AI team can master the perfect movie night, what's next? What if it could plan your entire family vacation or manage a complex project at work? Just imagine a future where you can give an AI team a goal and they just figure it out. That's the world these agentic systems are starting to build for us.